Hello there, my name is Kathy Greven of Greven & Co. We are accountants and financial planners, and our mission is to create a better financial life for you. We want to share our knowledge and experience with you to get you thinking about your circumstances and how taking action to seek advice supports and benefits you. Now, this video is intended to provide you with general and factual information only and should be read in conjunction with the disclaimer at the end of the video, as we have not taken into consideration your circumstances while making this video. Today I want to talk about 2020 tax time. This video is not going to be short, as I have a lot to share. Like no other time in history, our actions and behaviours will be under the microscope via the ATO's computer systems. Several years ago, the ATO made the decision to encapsulate technology as part of their tax collection and data matching processes for the purpose of collecting data from third parties and matching them to taxpayers. And that is why you have to give your tax file number or ABN number everywhere you go now. So with COVID-19, this is our very first real national broadcasted test of this system and the developed algorithms that will be reported on for tax collection. Not to get technical about it, but all digital roads lead to the ATO, with the changes from paper and electronic forms to now digital forms. This is clearly evident for all, with the talk of winding up checks, as per the RBA, and COVID-19, the use of tap and go cards over cash is proven to be the way of the future and the start of things to come. To recap on things to do before 30th of June, as it is only a few days away now. Are there costs you can pay now, like get a deduction for say 12 months in advance on a yearly subscription versus monthly, or pay super? A point I want to mention here is that new legislation released this week from the ATO shows that they are looking at people scamming the super stimulus package, would you believe, by withdrawing the 10,000K and then recontributing those funds or part thereof back into their super fund and claiming a tax deduction. This is easily identified by the ATO with a specific algorithm set to target this specific activity. This is not an allowable strategy, folks, and goes against the nature of the stimulus package's intent to support those in need and will not be allowed. Now, also make sure your trust minutes, distribution minutes are done before 30th of June, and self-managed super fund trustees need to make sure they have paid COVID-19 minimum pension payment limits, or tax planning for your business to determine where you're at and what strategies will work for you now, like the instant asset write-off. And finally, is it better to sell an asset now before 30th of June and make a loss to offset other capital profits, or hold? Naturally seek advice before making these big financial decisions. Things to consider after 30th of June. So what are the items the ATO are looking at? Well, not too dissimilar to 2019. They are looking for accountability, substantiation and lodgement. Lodgements are a focus now. If you haven't lodged your 2019 tax returns for you and or your entities, don't stress. The ATO are understanding and have stated that they will not impose fines or penalties for late lodgement. You should also consider other lodgements required as shown on the screen, as it is just not about tax returns. If unsure, reach out for a chat to determine where you are and your businesses are at. COVID-19 activities will be an ATO focus in 2020. Like with JobKeeper and your BAS and tax return lodgements, if they do not meet the algorithms the ATO have set, this will throw up a red flag and you can expect a please explain letter. An example of this would be your eligibility for JobKeeper is a 30% reduction in turnover. So if your BAS and or your tax return does not reflect this, a red flag is raised and the question will be asked. Other items they will want supporting evidence on are travel, car logbooks and home office usage during COVID-19. The ATO have listed their expectations for COVID-19 activities, and we will be addressing those with our clients at tax time. To give you an example, travelling to and from work is a private trip, even if you are housebound due to COVID-19 and have to go into work, this is still considered a private trip, unless you are carrying tools of trade or a lot of work documents and not just a briefcase. Therefore, we recommend to our clients that you attend to an appointment on your way home or to work, collect the mail, drop off the mail at the post office, through doing banking, buy stationery to support a acceptable business activity, and justify your logbook. A recent case in the High Court recently confirmed that completing a logbook incorrectly caused the claim to be rejected. You can get a logbook from your stationery office or newsagent, download one online, or use a vehicle logbook app, which is my choice, to get your best 12-week car usage for each vehicle you own and use for work-related travel. Another example is working from home. Now, many people take work home and do bookwork and file notes from home on a regular basis, and this can be supported by a 4-week diary showing daily work from home activities. During COVID-19, many of us had to work from home, so we need to do another 4-week diary for this unprecedented period. Without a diary, your chances of being audited have increased and the likelihood of your claim being rejected. Finally, a shout out to those who rent their home or investment property through Airbnb. This is of interest to the ATO, who are looking at this activity and the income declared, claiming appropriate deductions against the income and discounting those deductions for private use of the property. We have included a link on the screen and below this video to an ATO 2020 Tax Time Toolkit, that's a tongue twister, to support you. Finally, in respect to tax lodgements, we have been advised by the ATO that for 2020 tax returns, no returns can be lodged before the 5th of July and no tax refunds will be issued before the 16th of July. So you can get your tax stuff ready, but you need to be patient. So we anticipate that returns will take longer to process in 2020 with more scrutiny through algorithms, as stated already, and we are yet to see the fallout of these. Watch this space. A good example of this is we got caught out recently with a husband and wife client who we lodged their 2018 returns for, but failed to include their exempt non-assessable pension income under the spouse questions in the return, which calculated the total income as opposed to the taxable income for Medicare levy surcharge calculations. Well, adding this exempt pension income pushes their total income above the Medicare levy threshold, and this determined that they were liable to pay the Medicare levy surcharge, which triggered a "look at what we found" letter, which was sent to the client via their MyGov account, not us, addressing the lack of information on their personal tax returns that did not match what their system said. And bingo, we have a winner, aka the ATO, with more tax collected from this client. So I do recommend you brace yourself. Our tax system is changing and getting smarter each year, and the need to be on top of these changes vital. We will be contacting clients soon to liaise with you about when your 2020 taxes will be processed and plug you in to a time to get your tax documents ready for processing. We will be providing the usual checklist with a few extra points to consider, as suggested in this video, before you book in. We also have a new website booking system where you can book in an appointment that suits you and when it suits you at any time of the day. Check it out on our front page of our website called Book an Appointment button. Click and choose away. In the meantime, please reach out to us for any concerns you have, and have a happy new financial year. I know I will. Take care.